Alright guys, so in my last video I did a testing on a 2013 Cadillac ATS with the 2.0 turbo. The cooling fans weren't turning on, so I did some testing on it, and I came to the conclusion that it was the fans that needed to be replaced. I ordered a new fan set. It came with a new module. I installed it. Well, I had one of my mechanics install it, and the fan wasn't turning on. So I said, let me check fuses, everything, did all the checking, and the fan still wasn't turning on, even with the AC, anything. So I tried to use my snap-on tool to test it, to command the fan to turn on. Wouldn't turn on at all. I don't have that feature on my snap-on tool. So I asked for some help on this Facebook web page where they do diagnosis with waveforms and patterns and stuff, and they told me that the way this fan system works is it's a PWM. So it sends pulses where it'll ground and turn off. It'll go on and off, on and off, on and off. So the way I tested it was actually incorrect. So I'm kind of gonna go over kind of the steps I did to reassure, but the fan was faulty. The fan was not working at all. I finally was able to get the fan to work by using a used fan module. So we put the used fan module on the new fan, and everything started working. The fan started kicking on, started working and everything. So I'm kind of gonna go over how you kind of test it again, the proper way to test it, and parts where you shouldn't jump the fan and stuff like that. Because I saw in my first video, as I was going over it, I realized I did some things incorrect. So I'm just going to fix those mistakes right now and try to help out any of you guys having the same problem or whatnot. So right here I have the fuse, the 60 amp fuse. Where you should start first is making sure you have continuity at 2 points of the 60 amp fuse. So it's a big fuse, square fuse. Make sure it has continuity. Then I go right here, make sure there's nothing with this wire, make sure it has power, which it did. This did have power. Then there's this other black wire right here, and you have to test to make sure that this black wire has ground. See, it didn't print out all the way, but this is a ground wire. Then the next thing you should do is probably put a scope on here to see if you're sending a signal to this module, which I did, and you will see in the video where I will post it, and I will show you how it's actually supposed to look, how it looked with the defective fan module, and how it looked with the used one. So what happens here is this is actually battery positive. This green black, this is battery supply right here. This is actually supposed to come out as B positive, and this one right here tends to ground it out, and it will pulse. It will be ground, then no ground, ground, no ground, ground, no ground. So it kind of goes in a wave pattern like this. Now I did not scope this or do an amp probe on here. All I did was test it to see voltage, and you'll see that the volts will go up, down, up, down, up, down on here. And it kind of fluctuates, but that's kind of normal on here. On this fan, I did disconnect it from here on the old fan, and I tested it. I grounded out one side, and then I added power to on the old fan. And the old fan wasn't turning on, and it was still shorting out the circuit breaker. There was something going on with the old fan. The issue was the used module right here was not bad. It was still working. So the new module I installed that came with the new fan and everything, it wouldn't turn on. So what we did is we ended up swapping out and putting the used module on there just to try it out, And we did. The fan did turn on, and I'll show you why this signal looks way different compared to what the original one was. So that's what happens. Sometimes you just get defective parts. It's always best to use OEM, according to these guys on my Facebook webpage. But yeah, so that was just kind of quick overview on here. All right, guys, I'm back here with the Cadillac ATS. The cooling fan isn't working. I have the new assembly, put it on, still not working. This isn't installed all the way. All right, I have the module loose. You know, I'm just wondering if it is the module or not. I'm gonna do a little testing, a little more testing. We're gonna see what exactly is going on. So, all right, so right here, I have the connector disconnected, and we're gonna test the black wire for ground. Let's see if I can. Right here, I do have ground. It shows. Well, the power probe is telling me it has ground. Now I'm gonna test it for power. $12 volts exact. Now I'm gonna test the control circuit, the control wire. One sec. I got 2.4 volts. Now I haven't commanded the fans to be turned on yet. I'm gonna plug the scan tool in and command them, kind of see what's going on. All right, so here I am. I got the scan tool. I'm gonna go under output control. Go to cooling fan relays. Even though this doesn't have a relay, it has a module. Go to, this says cooling fan relays. Relay 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna just do relay 1. Boom. I get invalid device controls selected. Doesn't work, so I can't do it on this one. I can try 2 and 3. I tried all of them. None of them work on this one. Maybe it's a snap-on deal. I don't know what's going on here. So I really can't see the output control on the computer from here because I can't command it with this scan tool. I'll try my Autel and go from there. All right, I tried to turn the fans on with the Autel. I can't do it. Can't do it with the scan tool. The next option is turn on the AC. The AC is kicking in and it's cold, nice and cold. It's got 77,000 miles. And right now, this is the signal I got. Let me shorten it up. Like the driver might be. No. And this is the signal I'm getting right here. 10 volts, 50 ms. So now I'm gonna test. The AC compressor is kicking on and off. I'm gonna test this red wire, this black wire. Give me one second. Alright, so back again. Here's the signal. Right now it's at a live 2.4 volts. I got it going on. I got the AC on. I'm checking the black wire. That one's supposed to provide power to the fan. That's what we're going to check. And that's what I got, 15 volts. You know. So now I'm going to put on the blue wire and see if I'm getting a ground signal. At least it's pulsating or something. Now it's sitting at 1.2 volts. This is the signal wire right here from the ECM. And when the car is off, it sits at a steady 10 volts. When the car is off and we just got the signal. To me, this doesn't look like a good square, but whatever. Yeah, so he's all All right, so this one right here is supposed to be the power wire to the fan. Right there, battery positive. AC's on, fan's not kicking on. Right here, I'm just getting battery positive. Right here. I have a signal here. Doesn't look like it's really turning on at all. The next step is probably get a current ramp and kind of see what's going on. Even when I test the signal, I'm just getting 1.6, 1.1, 1.7, 1.11. And it's dropping down. Alright, so right here, I got it on the ground side of the fan. This one's connected, and it's at a steady 15.12 volts. So there's nothing grounding it out or anything. I don't know if the signal from the command wire is any good, but that's kind of where we're at on this fan. I ordered a new fan either way, and we're gonna try it out and go from there. So here I am again. We installed the new fan. Fan wasn't kicking on, so we were testing to see if the module wasn't working. Well, I can be 100% sure it is the module. My mechanic Ernesto here took the old module off the old fan and put it on, and as you can see, the fan is working. Now let me do some quick testing, see what's up. Right there, you can see it's grounding out. Well, it's providing a pulse there. Right there too. So I got ground, it's going. Everything. Let me turn on this scan tool. So right now I got a signal, a good signal, square signal compared to the old signal. This is again the used module. The fan is on, and I got a nice square signal. Let me shorten this. Let me do this one. Got a nice square signal sitting at 9 volts. So I think what was going on is the module that they sold me aftermarket ended up being faulty. That's it. Well, either way, I call in for a warranty. They're gonna send us another one. All right, so everything's working. This is a nice square signal. I like it. Looks way better than before. There we go. That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes aftermarket parts aren't the way to go, and you end up burning yourself out trying to save a customer a buck. But hey, I'm happy now everything's working.